There's no crows over there. The sun is nice. The shade is kind of cold. Daytimes are nice right now. It's getting probably in the upper 40s, maybe 50s overnight. Daytimes are getting 80s. Next week it's supposed to get up to about 90. So yeah, we're headed. It'll be March in a week or so. So we're headed into summertime. If anybody's watching my videos from someplace other than the Valley of the Sun, I suspect I got a few viewers from other parts of the world where it gets genuinely cold. If you don't know the valley, what we call the Valley of the Blessed Sun, it's been known to get 122 degrees. It's gotten that hot a few times. I've actually worked out in that temperature. Average summer is probably about 115, 118. 122 Fahrenheit, as I say, roughly 50 degrees Celsius. I remember, I think it was last year before, for parts of Europe, we're getting about 30 degrees Celsius. Everybody was bitching about it. I looked at that and I said, 30 degrees Celsius is nothing. 30 degrees Celsius is a daytime temperature of a winter day here in Arizona. Our summer times are brutal by real world standards. But as we say, it's a dry heat. It's a very, very famous Arizona phrase. It's a dry heat. As I show you the magnificent Estrella mountain range. It's only part of them. If you look on a map, they will come up on Google Maps. Quite a number of places of interest out in the Estrellas. Anyway, as the sun slowly crosses, let me phrase that right. As the sun slowly crosses the western sky, I ponder what law enforcement agencies, what law enforcement officers, Bunny and Beyond Van Life is choosing to engage in petty and meaningless conversation with, or meaningless and petty arguments with. And I'm saying it because I enjoy saying it. I'm saying it also because she deleted some of my comments from her page. I don't quite get that. I've only had one or two other comments removed from other YouTube content creators. But I've covered that extensively. Another YouTube content creator, and she knows who she is. I think deep down in her heart, she seriously regretted doing it because I think deep down in her heart, she's a very caring person, and we should handle that a little bit differently. And Chick, if you ever want to meet up with me and back it up to me, we'll go do that waterfall hike at the White Tanks Park. We'll do some very, very cute selfies together, and you'll more than make up for a little bit of meanness you did. Oh, I got over that after a couple of days. If you want to offer me that tuna fish sandwich, we'd sit down and talk about it first. Somebody doesn't get it, you can send me an email. I think most people get it. We're mostly adults here. The kiddos, I'm not going to explain it to the kiddos. Yeah. Monument Hill is calling to me. Phoenix International Raceway is calling to me, and that hill. I'll probably go down there next week sometime because it's supposed to get warm. I go down to Monument Hill and park. There's usually a guard down there by that PIR. Ever since they warned me not to get too close to the track, I make sure not to. Which reminds me, I need to download. I've downloaded some videos. I need to download Kden Live, KDEN Live. I don't think I've got it on this laptop. I may have. I need to check and see. It's a free video editor. There's a bunch of them that run under Linux. Kden Live, KDEN Live is a cross-platform. There are different versions written to run on either Linux, Windows, or the stuff with the Mac, the stuff with the Motorola software, or the Apple Mac systems. Traditionally, they were Motorola chips. I don't know if they are now or not. Anyway, the last thing I'm going to cover, main thing I want to cover, that's not everything. I do meditation early in the morning, late at night. Anyway, wasn't searching for anything on Nancy Guthrie, but it just came up. Of course, it may or may not mean anything. I've just presented to love for. I thought about calling them and I said, well, they might think I'm a nut. So if I just put it here on YouTube, if someone does get it to them. But anyway, it came up that she was being held at a very small local church. I don't know what's out in that neighborhood. That's up in the Chiricahuas. It's a mountain range just outside of Tucson. But anyway, that this meditation came up that she was being held by someone that once had been a pastor, minister of some type. This guy's had some mental issues that he had kind of known her. This is according to the meditation. He kind of known her. That a relative of his had sent up heart issues and was on the same prescription that she was, so he was administering that to her to keep her alive. That this may be someone that law enforcement, because him being a minister of a small church, law enforcement may have, dismissed him as a suspect. Well, I present that to what I'm saying to law enforcement, don't detain somebody unless you have sufficient evidence to do so. Don't detain somebody. Just check out some of the small churches in that area. Check out some of the ministers that she may have known. That way, be careful on who you detain. Now, there was a guy, been up saying that, it's been on the news quite a bit. This guy, well, they had pulled him over because someone had identified him. I'm guessing he just looked funny. He just looked suspicious. This guy was some type of delivery guy for Amazon, but one of the package carriers. He said he'd actually delivered. He wasn't sure if he delivered packages there because they delivered packages all over. But this guy had delivered packages there, or packages. But anyway, the place had detained him till the wee hours of the morning and then let him go. All the news people have interviewed him. I don't know about worldwide, but at least here in the valley. He was talking to his lawyer. They hadn't returned his phone, a bunch of stuff, and I thought he'd already retained a lawyer, and detention without charges, just on somebody's. I can say that I see lawsuit. I can smell lawsuit from this guy, and people do. I think that if law enforcement, approached me and said, "Well, look, you present this information on YouTube." So, well, I present this as part of a meditation. End up, like I'd say Maricopa County or Pima County Sheriff Department decide to arrest me. I'll just cooperate with them. They detain me more than a certain period of time. If I feel my rights have been violated, yeah, I'd probably sue too. So I'm saying that to law enforcement. Don't act on anybody unless you've got sufficient grounds to do so. You see where I'm going with it. Okay, again, let me point to the sky because it's clear blue. I don't want to point toward the sun. The sun is up above the horizon a little bit, and I still ponder what law enforcement officer Bunny, her YouTube channel is Bunny and Beyond Van Life. I just ponder what individuals she may be engaging in petty, meaningless arguments with. Or maybe she's engaged in meaningful dialogue with individuals. I'm certainly open to meaningful dialogues with anybody with a subject matter that I know a little bit about. Okay, I gotta leave you here because I've rambled on long enough. Bye.